honestly, like the city, they get half day Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve day. I'd almost rather do that than just one whole. That's my opinion.
Well, Christmas is on a Wednesday,
Yeah, so it'd be Tuesday, Wednesday off.
Tuesday, Wednesday off.
Right.
Yes.
But I gotta look at our claim schedule and payroll too.
Yeah, put
Usually
claims.
you'd have wouldn't you do a claim before the end of the year, or,
No, but I mean, if that falls on that Tuesday,
sure,
We turn claims
Could
in
we move it to
on the
Monday?
18th.
the 23rd?
Yeah,
possibly.
it's up to the girls.
Yeah, and then you have the
Yeah,
following week.
Haley, it is a claims.
Well, yeah,
Cause I can't.
The
And then-
23rd is claim?
The 24th would be claims, so yeah, you'd have to move it to the 23rd if they're able to.
So we wouldn't have claims on the 31st.
Correct. Because it's when we turn them in, and that's when they actually pay.
Alright, I have the camera going, guys.
Okay. Well, I got 9 o'clock, shall we do our pledge, please?
I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. Gentlemen, did you have a chance to look the agenda over?
Yes, I did. Motion to approve. I'll second that.
Okay. Motion and second to approve the agenda. Call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
And how about the minutes? Motion to approve the
They
minutes.
look good to me. I'll make a motion.
I didn't have you abstaining anything this time.
Second.
When you said that out, I was looking.
I know, I looked
To see if
too.
that's what it was. All right. Motion and second to approve the minutes. I'll call for a vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
And you have a permit there?
I do, and I also had to notify, one other gentleman reached out to us that had the prior approval, and I told him that was suspended due to the burn ban, so he had no problem. This one is, I think that particular one, he's changing the date to November 16th.
So this is the same
So,
gentleman,
but
just changing
Assuming
dates.
they'll have the burn ban lifted by then, I don't know.
Okay, well, the fire chief has to sign off on it yet. Okay. Okay.
I make a motion to approve fireworks permit for Iowa Pyrotechnic Association pending, fire chief signature.
Okay, this is for November 16th.
Yes.
Okay,
Second.
all right, it's been moved and seconded on fireworks permit. I will call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Beershank, aye.
And have you got stuff for the
I
sheriff?
do. I didn't know if he was coming or not. So Crystal Northrup is resigning from communications at the Benton County Sheriff's Department effective November 8th. But then she is the one who's gonna fill the vacancy for the food service custodian part-time position, effective October 29th, with a beginning wage of $19.51 an hour. So you could probably almost do that in one.
What was her last name?
Northrup?
Northrup.
North up, north, and then UP. Crystal with a C.
Sure.
You can look at these.
Thank you. There's your stamp. Thank you. And as she indicated, that could be done all in one.
Yeah, if it was full-time, it would be a resolution, but it's part-time.
I'll let you make it, Gary.
I would move to accept the resignation and approve her as food service part-time custodian at $19.51 an hour.
That's for Crystal Northup.
Yes.
I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Persnick, aye.
You didn't need initials on this by all of us,
Yes.
perhaps?
Yeah, we'll put it in our file,
I'm sorry?
and then it goes in their file.
Okay. We'll come back at you guys. Well, Shelby, looks like you're up to bat.
Yeah. Haley, did they get electronic copies of the report?
I think so, didn't I forward them?
I got one.
It was the 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah, a little early, but there's just some paper copies. Yeah, so this is just our summary in the report. If you guys have any questions on it or anything like that, anything fun, follow up. Yeah, I was gonna give them this copy. You know what? Okay. A lot going on this year. And we'll post this to our county website page too. We just don't have it up yet. I wanted you guys to see it.
Amy, did you want a copy?
Sure.
Yeah, I can give her this copy if you want to. I just, we were holding on to it until you guys had any questions in case we had to
Thank you.
answer.
I didn't have any questions. Looked it over before.
Awesome. It's hard to wrap our brains around it half the time when we're making it since it's fiscal year, not all the things that have happened already this summer. So the next one will be even bigger, which will be good.
Good.
Fabulous. Okay,
That's
well, that's
simple.
all. Yeah, super simple. Just wanted to make sure everyone was good on that. And then the next thing we have is Eric is up. in the hot seat.
Sure. So, we're finally looking at potentially getting some new spray trucks. This is something that's been in the budget for 2, 3, 4 years now, but because of where the department was, it hasn't been acted on yet. It's not exactly like going out and buying a Ford or Chevy, what you prefer. There's kind of some companies that are better at it than others, so I did try to get a couple different quotes. I got 2 different quotes. The one is real close to being in budget, and that's even from budgeting 2 or 3 years ago. I did a lot of talking with the shop foreman, with these companies too. The trucks we have now are 1998 GMCs. The miles aren't outrageous, but the hours are, as you would expect, driving 6 miles an hour across county for 20 years. And as Doug would say, they are now obsolete. There's a couple things that if they go out on them, there's no replacements, they don't make them anymore, so. Just starting to try to get this in motion, if that's okay, and, yeah, wanna get some new ones maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I got the 2 quotes if you want them.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna maybe
They-
pass them out.
They are not apples to apples. I tried to add a little note on, we're trying to mix and match some different things with this single sheet of paper here is with only 1 pump, and then the other one's with 2.
Thank you.
And these are within our budget, which is
Yes.
nice, so.
But, yeah, that North Star is what everybody I talk to at our conference, that's what they go through. I have not found anyone in Iowa, I'm not saying there isn't, but not that I've talked to that uses that IBM, that single sheet. Yeah, it's pretty much what we have now, that system. We would be using the GPS that we just bought and transferring that over, so we wouldn't be buying new on that. But that quote, yeah, that's just for the spray unit. We would have to
Yeah,
get a
and then we're
truck
getting a truck.
to put under it too, yeah. The other nice thing is currently need a CDL with the trucks we have now. We would be looking at getting a Ford F-550, so you wouldn't need a CDL.
Which I think is very smart.
Yeah. Yes.
How long do you think they'll last, or how long have they been in service already?
All the trucks we have now are 1998. I'm not sure when they put that spray system on the back, but it's been a while. I mean, it's over 10 years, and they do still work, but it's iffy sometimes on some things we're chasing around.
Wasn't that a secondary roads hand-me-down?
Yes,
I thought it was.
that was my understanding. And I think for like budgetary purposes, it'll be nice to get everything separated out slowly for the department on their own attention.
Yeah, the North Star, the one that had more sheets there, that'll shoot 40 feet like we have now. The other one only shoots 30. I didn't really love that. And then I don't really like how they put their surfactant in, that IBM company. It just didn't make a lot of sense to me. The other one is how ours works now. And that's the drift control to keep chemical from migrating out into the fields. So, very important.
But unfortunately, we can't find a comparable one to the North Star one. There isn't another company that makes them like that, so.
So what do you anticipate trucks gonna run ballpark?
58,000 on state bid, I think.
Yep.
There's
Those are
60
what-
budget in there.
Yeah.
Right. So the truck's in your budget as well as the,
Yeah, we have 111 and change for sprayer, plus,
Plus the insurance check
Insurance.
from the skid loader, so we'll have some extra there just in case.
and then the plan ideally would be to budget to replace the other one next
Yep.
year as well.
The unfortunate thing is that we gotta move forward pretty quick, so he'll be sending this to the conservation board today too, in order to get it before the fiscal year and get everything buttoned up. That's just how long it's taking, so.
So you don't have to wait on the truck or nothing?
They'll ship it from the factory to Washington is where the one is.
Yeah.
Do you want to say the amounts on those quotes? Just for record or not? Okay.
I'm still reading yet.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in there.
Yeah,
but you can still quote the amounts.
Well, IBM Solutions is $88,803.40.
$1,000,000.31 with a $15,000 bump up for a second injection pump and drip control. Got that one? Second one is from North Star Industries for $114,285.
This should be easier.
Okay, you don't need it.
Go ahead.
I'll keep them.
Well, this is just an update. I mean, you gotta go before your
Yeah.
board to get approval. So.
We just wanted to, since it's a big purchase, keep everybody in the loop,
Yeah.
make sure there wasn't any questions.
Well, I can understand that North Star, you know, with it having better control.
So this does not include the actual truck.
Correct, the truck is
Correct,
separate.
it's not.
Wowzer.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
nice.
that's why we're trying to come forward with, to everybody before we order it, so everyone knows it's coming, so.
And what'd you say the time frame would be if you get it,
If we order the truck.
So,
ordered the spray?
yes,
And the truck.
so we would ship the truck direct from the factory to Washington, and
Okay.
they were thinking mid-March, end of March,
Okay,
and then they said they could have it back to us before July.
oh, really?
Yeah.
So you have
And
a
they-
system.
And that includes all the shipping, that quote, we're not
Okay.
paying anything extra on that.
Yeah.
Is this a two-man operation with the sprayer?
So I talked to a lot of counties around the state, and they're kind of split 50-50 on how they do it. This one you can do with one. We were experimenting with one a little bit this year too, and it seemed to work pretty good, so
Okay.
I think it works better for how we're set up to go with one.
Okay. Good. Well, without a doubt, personal opinion is, you know, going something that you don't have to have CDL, going with something that you really don't have to have two people with, all makes good sense. So, but you still have to have your applicator's
Mhm.
license.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
And you need the CDL for the hydro seeder and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Right. What's that?
Sorry, they still need CDL for the hydro seeder.
But that's not something used every day, so
Right.
I have mine, so,
Yeah.
I mean, we have two great employees now, but you just
Just
obviously
in
never
case,
know
yeah.
for the future.
For seasonal spraying, it's super nice, and I worry
Yes.
about
Yeah. Good. Good. Any questions, gentlemen? You'll get to see this again, Tracy.
that. Yep.
If there's no questions, I'll thank you for coming in.
Cool.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, how about your reports?
Last week I had a meeting, because I missed the county meeting. I had a meeting, schooling.
Oh, you're harassing.
Oh, okay, sure. Very good. Tracy?
Very quiet, nothing really.
Report. Okay. Go ahead, workforce development. Which is, after losing the director, it's still kind of back into the formative stages again. Double check my calendar here. I also had Central Iowa juvenile detention. And with that, we'll pass around some information. The aging summary, just remember that, you know, Haley just did the budget amendment, so this should be pretty well taken care of.
And we do have Luke and Ray both look at those before we pay them.
Good.
Yeah. It doesn't stop. Now I'm wondering if I even put enough in the amendment.
Yeah, well, when you see these, you'll understand why.
Yeah.
You get copied in on this stuff,
Mhm.
email?
Yeah, because I have to print your agendas and stuff.
Yeah, okay, so. Okay, and, sorry, this is a report, and then this shows what the actual offenses were, and there are over 2 pages of felonies. And I highlighted anything with Benton County associated to it. I'll just pass this back over to you.
Thank you.
I'll give you these 2.
There was years when we only spent 30,000 a year.
Yeah, or less.
Yeah.
I think it used to be a
It's-
$10,000
This
budget.
last couple of years has been awful.
It's unbelievable.
One of those unfunded mandates.
Yeah. The time spent with some of those juveniles is amazing. There's one in there that's been there for over 200 days. But that's not unusual. There's other counties that have had them there for several years.
The member counties and the non-contract counties, there's Blackhawk, Cerro Gordo, there's 7 of them. Are those gonna become member counties, you think?
I don't think so.
I know there's
At least not in the near future that I'm aware of.
some counties that are looking elsewhere, even getting some RFPs, I think.
So you think your membership will go down?
No, no, I don't think, no, not at all.
There's 52 counties in your,
I know. You would think that we'd be with the state of Iowa, receive the largest funding, yet we don't.
They used to be in our pool with Heartland too.
Correct. But it was
Yeah,
too great of an insurance
yeah,
risk.
for sure.
So that's pretty well what I had for reports. How about any unfinished business? I guess this could go with reports or whatever.
Okay.
I had Zoom meeting again for the towers, radio project and everything. It just seems like it's being dragged out, you know. Another guy that was in charge of the project quit.
Really?
Yeah, so then it gets dumped on somebody new that don't know nothing, and
No, from square one, yeah.
so now they're shooting for the 1st of January.
For the final acceptance,
Yes.
Okay.
so that's still outstanding, yeah. That's
Yep.
fine. We listed that with the audit.
I was very unhappy with them, seriously, I made that.
What'd you do about the radio, or the camera? Did you bring that up?
Yeah, they're dumping it off on the company that they subbed out that took it down. You know what I mean? They're kind of passing the buck. I don't quite agree with it, but, you know what I
Well,
mean?
wouldn't they collect from that subcontractor and then?
They pay the subcontractor,
Yeah.
and he's the one that took it down.
I get it, and shouldn't the subcontractor pay the contractor and then the contractor pay the county?
Well, they're pushing it off the subcontractor, it's up to them to make us happy, and I don't agree with that. So I'm guessing that they got the sub paid off in full, Raycom does.
Yeah, well, it makes some, I understand their point, but our contract's with the contractor.
Correct. We should not have to go after the sub,
We shouldn't, they should.
yes.
Did we find out for sure on the yearly maintenance fees? I know that was still controversy, like for budgeting for next year.
No, I would say not. They haven't even talked about that.
Okay,
They're more-
maybe bring that up at your next meeting,
Okay.
if you remember. Because I want something to document what we absolutely have to pay in maintenance fees for future years.
It's in the contract.
Yeah, but I thought that was changing. When it was in that original one, we didn't understand how that was gonna pan out, remember?
Okay. I got the contract. I mean, it,
Well, I have the original one too, but I
Yeah.
thought that was gonna be altered. Because we can decide if E-911's gonna pay it or the county. I was thinking it was 100,000 a year.
yes, it's over 100,000. But we were leaning on 911 was gonna pay for that, because that's why I did not wanna touch their
Right,
funds.
but the full amount every year they're gonna?
Yes, because see, they get $1
They get those
off the
surcharge.
landline cell phones every month.
Yeah.
Everybody pays. Problem is, on the 911 account, there's people getting less and less landlines in their houses. So that fund is not as big as it has in the
Right,
past,
it's definitely decreased.
you know, so that would be a problem if they don't raise the 100-some thousand,
Well, and they're their own levying authority too.
yeah. 'Cause they get a little bit off the cell phones, I was told, but I don't know how much that is. I don't believe it's no dollar.
They get those quarterly, I don't know how much it
Yeah,
is.
but it can't be
It
no
still
dollar
varies.
piece, because we ought to be richer than all get out, just from that alone. The 911 board, you know what I mean, because it's,
Sure.
everybody's got cell phones.
Yeah, instead of having one phone, you got 4 or 5, and how many other people are in the house? Kids got them.
Okay. Anything else?
That's about it.
Also, I wanted to bring up on the election canvas for the November 12th meeting, since Veterans Day is on that Monday. By law, the absentee team will reconvene by noon on the 12th. And I know you have a land use hearing at 9:15 that morning. I was gonna try to push your meeting just to have it at noon, but that land use hearing was already advertised. So you'll have to have that meeting at 9, and then I'll need you to come back after 12:30 that day
Okay,
for the election canvas.
okay,
So just let you know, I'll probably just post it as 2 separate.
okay.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. Well, any public input?
I got something.
Yeah.
I tried to stay off you
And
guys.
again,
Sorry.
state your name for the
Sorry,
record.
my name's Charles Green. I live out on 56th Street Trail. I tried to stay off your radar. I tried to leave you guys alone. I caused you guys a lot of harassment. But I got a concerning phone call last week from a member of the Benton County Sheriff's Department that told me that if I was concerned about my health, I should consider moving. And then if I didn't like truck coming up and down the road, if I said anything about it again, I could be cited or arrested. And he said if I didn't like that, I was supposed to come to you guys. So I'm here. I don't want to be here. I've left you guys alone. I haven't said a thing to secondary roads. I haven't said a thing to anybody. I haven't complained about the grain trucks or nothing. The secondary roads and everybody's been doing has been driving, has been great. No crazy traffic, no nothing. LL Pelling started coming down the road, reckless, trucks, drifting around corners, just reckless. I'd had enough of it. I said, no, not gonna deal with it. So I told them, no dust control, you don't use the road. They were turning it into they turned that road into a complete slop in a matter of an hour. And I said, no, I'm done. You guys aren't slowing down, you're not getting over for traffic, they weren't making room for farmers, nothing. So I went out and I told them, no, it wasn't gonna allow it to happen. Then I get a call from the sheriff's department telling me that I'm gonna be cited or arrested if I continue to do what I'm doing, because he said I was blocking the road. At no time did I block the road. He said I was jumping out in front of trucks. No time did I jump out in trucks. I've been doing this stuff for 30 frickin' years. Working construction, you name it. I started my first full-time job pouring concrete back in 1980 when I was 13 years old. I'm not gonna put up with that kind of garbage. And I don't know if anybody's been reading the temperature of the nation lately, but when law enforcement agencies and stuff like that start going after disabled vets, it usually doesn't end well for the county. I don't want to be that person. I want to try to get along with everybody. But at the same time, I've been in and out of the hospital. My health is tanking. I can't do as much as I used to do. It's embarrassing. At my age, I shouldn't be in this shape. But if any of you have ever been farmers or whatnot, you know, you have to stop a problem before it gets going, otherwise it gains traction and it just gets worse. I'm not gonna put up with it. And I don't want it to be your guys' problem, but I'm not gonna deal with that. Those kind of calls. I put up with the sheriff's department through multiple false allegations, harassment, and everything else. They wouldn't do anything for me, but they protected everybody who made those false allegations. Wouldn't give me the names. I put up with it, I let it go. We've had other issues, I've let them go. I'm not letting go of this one. I'm just not going to.
Okay, so if I'm getting the gist of the, you know, order of events here, the pelling trucks were coming down, you obviously must stop somebody.
I
with
stopped two of the
pelling.
trucks after.
Okay, with pelling. Then we're assuming that someone from pelling contacted the sheriff's office.
Yep.
The sheriff's office then contacted yourself.
Right.
Okay, just trying to see
Yep.
what the order was.
And he told me if I had a problem, I was supposed to come to you guys.
And you
So
had the name of
unfortunately,
the officer that called.
I didn't get his name, he wouldn't repeat it for me, and when I started saying, well, I had talked to you guys, he's like, I don't want to hear it.
Sure.
He says, I'm not gonna drag this on. The minute you start stating facts to people and they know they're wrong, that's what they do. Gotta end the conversation, gotta leave, gotta do, you see it in everywhere around. Now, I've already talked to half a dozen different agencies, and none of them want to have to get involved. They don't, because they seem to think you guys can take care of it. They seem to think the sheriff is doing an okay job. But they've all said that if it doesn't, and I'm not protected, they're willing to step in.
So has Pelling stopped using the road?
They have not used the road. I told them they have truck routes, and they have truck routes for a reason. If you notice, when they're going through town, they use the truck routes. But the sheriff, what really brought me here was that deputy made a comment that says that there's no sign saying that it can't happen, it's legal to do.
Yep.
Now, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but if you don't have a sign in your front yard that says no paintball and they come out and start shooting up the place having paintball, you know, just because there's no sign doesn't make it right.
Right.
And I understand what he's getting at, but that road, 32nd is a truck route. It's got signs that say it's a truck route. The new road that they just paved is a truck route. They've got roads to the south of the quarry, they've got roads to the north of the quarry they can use. I haven't complained a single bit about any of the other trucks except for the one from the quarry, and I called and told him, I said I wasn't gonna put up with that stuff. He tried to run me over in my grass. I'm not gonna do it, no. You know, I'm not gonna put up with reckless driving. Nobody should have to. None of you guys wanna be standing out in front of your, and have a truck come within a foot of you, just because he's trying to prove a point or something, I don't know. I asked him to slow down. I stopped him once and said, hey, if you don't mind, just slow down, because me and the neighbor were getting farming equipment and we were doing stuff. Wasn't having it, so. But I don't want to be that thorn for you guys. I don't want to be here. I said my piece earlier this spring. I wanted that to be enough. But I was told by the sheriff if I had a problem, I was supposed to come to you three.
Well, I know the sheriff has been out due to some surgery, and so
And it also sounds as though this traffic from Pelling has ceased, which is something that you got accomplished. I will give the sheriff a call and see if he's aware of this, and maybe he can look into it.
Well, the deputy didn't want to repeat his name. He just kept telling me to call the supervisor or bring it to your attention.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I don't have a problem with anything you guys have done. I'm not complaining about any of that. I just wanted on the record that I was told by the sheriff if I had a problem to bring it to you, because I've done everything I can to stay out of your hair. You know, after you know, our little conversations we had earlier this spring, I, you know, tried to just tone it down, but my health is getting to that point where I ain't worried about upsetting people anymore. I'm to that point where people don't want to play nice and I don't have to play nice. And I don't want to be that person. I mean, I'm really one of those people that you could call me up if you were in trouble, you needed help. I mean, other than this room, I don't know that we've ever met outside of here in any setting.
Right.
But if you were having trouble, you could call me up, I'd come help you. Regardless of my health conditions, I would come help. That's just the kind of person I am. So I don't like doing this. I mean, it drives me kind of crazy doing this but
Yeah. Well, thank you. I will visit with the sheriff, see
And I'm-
what he knows of it.
and I'm not
we are
holding anything,
aware.
I'm not trying to, you know,
Yeah.
but I was told if I had a problem, so I want you to understand, I'm not mad with the sheriff's department, but he wouldn't repeat his name, so I don't know exactly which officer he was. But when you tell a disabled vet, well, if you're worried about your health, maybe you should move because the trucks want to use that road.
Yeah.
I've lived there since 2009. And until this year, you guys never even heard my name. So that tells you that, you know, I haven't had an issue with the way anything's gone. I mean, well, I've had a few issues, but I've worked that out with secondary roads
Mhm.
because, you know,
Right.
getting stuff done and whatever. But,
Well, thank you for coming in, Charles.
yeah, and I'm sorry it had to happen. I really didn't want to be here. I probably shouldn't even be here. I'm in enough pain right now that I don't want to be moved. I started getting ready to be here at 7 o'clock this morning just so I could try to get up and move. Not looking for pity, nothing, just saying I'm hoping that I don't have to bother you guys again because I don't want to, because you guys have a big, tough enough job without me being in here, so.
Very good.
Anyway, I appreciate the time. Sorry, and like I said, I am sorry that I had to bring it to your attention, but
Thank you.
it's on the record now, so.
Very good.
Y'all have a good day, and again, sorry.
Right. Thank you. Anything else?
Motion adjourned.
Okay,
Second.
then moved and second to adjourn, call for vote. Primer, aye.
Seaman, aye.